2.
Welcome to Business Line, your half-hour walk through the highlights of business in India this past week. The big story is that a lot more people can now start looking for a job in a bank or a financial services company. Almost all big and small Indian banks are back in the market with a full-blown recruitment target, with public sector banks leading the pack.
HR teams of leading Indian banks are busy preparing to go on the warpath through advertisements, visiting college campuses and interviewing aspiring applicants. And why not? Even as India's economy returns to the growth path, banking and financial services are gearing up to finance the increasing needs of a growing India. After a year of slump in the job market, banks are emerging as one of the bigger headhunters. The largest public sector bank, SBI, is looking at hiring around 15,600 employees in the next 3 months. ICICI wants to add 3,500 in the same period, Bank of Baroda 2,500, and Union Bank is looking at 1,300 new people on its rolls.
Maybe more than about 2,500 people are required to be inducted by the bank in the current year. We have already initiated steps, and I think this is the number which we are likely to recruit in 2010.
With banks looking to expand, the fresh headcount will be directed towards areas like rural outreach initiatives, fee-based operations like insurance, mutual funds and wealth management, in addition to the everyday banking functions and to meet the new branch requirements.
Branch banking, you're aware that we are now increasing our branch network to 2,000. So there would be a requirement on the branch banking side. On the asset side as well, there is a systemic growth, and we would be a part of the systemic growth on the secured side of business, namely mortgage and auto. So as the requirement comes up, we would be recruiting people.
After a year of disappointment, job seekers, and especially those aspiring to pursue a career in the finance space, can now heave a sigh of relief as the job market starts to look up and is in fact expected to grow even faster as the year progresses. In Mumbai, Ragini Verma for NDTV Profit.
Now, we don't often see the government cracking the whip when companies don't follow rules. But the Petroleum Ministry in our country wants to set a precedent and convey a strong message. Stick to deadlines or give up your license. We have an exclusive report for you.
Cain India and its partners, ONGC and Tata Petrodyne, are in trouble. The Oil Ministry is all set to take back an onshore gas block in the Cambay Basin in Gujarat due to non-compliance by the exploration firms. Oil Ministry sources say Cain, which is the block's operator, has failed to submit a field development plan for gas discovery called Ambe in the block. Despite several extensions over past 3 years, the Cain-led consortium has also refused to pay the damages and the bank guarantee worth $10.5 million. Experts agree with Oil Ministry's move to re-auction the entire block to recover profit petroleum of about $18 million.
And even after a gap of such a long time, no discovery has been made and party is not taking sufficient interest. Government should take that block back and put it in the NELP so that there is adequate bidding and sufficient number of parties can take interest.
If this happens, Cain, ONGC and Tata Petrodyne may lose expected revenues worth up to 5,000 crore rupees. After all, the Ambe gas field has the capacity to produce 35 billion cubic feet of gas. Also, one option could be that the block should be given back to ONGC.
In discovered fields, if the operatorship is with a company which is not taking sufficient interest or sufficient action, then I think the government should hand over the operatorship to ONGC.
Oil Ministry encourages private company to find new energy sources. But when the private companies don't follow rules, government sometimes acts really tough. And this time, it's not only tough talking, but what we have learned from sources that the Oil Ministry has virtually taken away the Ambe fields from Cain India. In New Delhi, Rajkumar Sahu, NDTV Profit.
Shifting gears to an industry which isn't famous for sticking to deadlines, advertising. Despite the slowdown, 2009 has been a great year for the over 20,000 crore rupee Indian advertising industry, thanks to sectors like FMCG, telecom and auto investing aggressively in brands. But some of their ads brazenly compared their products with rivals. Here's a report on why the number of comparative ads reached a 7-year high last year.
Boost up with the advanced energy.
This ad surely boosted its chance of getting noticed, not just by its viewers, but its rival Cadbury too, which in turn found the ad in a bad taste. And this ad from Airtel, done in a typical Bollywood fashion, hasn't gone well with rival Tata Sky. Not because both use Bollywood stars in their ads, but because Airtel compared other DTH connections in its ad. Both these matters are now with the ad regulator, the Advertising Standards Council of India, or ASCI, along with 3 dozen other complaints it received in 2009, highest in the last 7 years.
They are going into greater details and greater technicalities and challenging other companies with regard to their claims. And companies are more aware of the technical claims one can make.
No wonder ASCI received 35 complaints from controversial ads from rival companies last year, more than double in 2008, out of which 19 were in the last quarter itself, vis-a-vis just 5 during the same period in 2008. That's almost 4 times more. But experts feel there's always a chance of the rival brand gaining a fair bit of brand recall, courtesy comparative advertising.
You actually take a property of another brand and to try and sort of make that your own or to disparage that, you run the risk of actually getting the consumers to think of the original brand. In other words, you end up reminding the consumers of the brand that you're actually trying to beat. So you have to be careful.
So generally the culprits are large corporates, be it the largest advertiser Hindustan Unilever or companies like Dabur, P&G and Airtel. So there is always a risk of crores of rupees going down the drain if an ad is pulled off, something which no company can afford in times like these. In Mumbai, Sagar Malviya, NDTV Profit.
That was a look at some of the big business stories this week. Join us again to get a crash course in the basics of tax planning and filing. That's after this short break.